Hey guys, Lyra Linx here, and welcome back to Chapter 8 of I Miss You. This looks about as short as usual, and we left off with Ash and May on a nice ramen date, so we'll see where it goes from there. Chapter 8. Ash dived right into the ramen, and May was positive he hadn't even swallowed yet. Either that or he could eat at the speed of light. She guessed it was the second one. She, however, ate slower. Now more than ever, she was dying to know what he wanted to say to her. It was killing her, eating away at her, destroying her. She needed to know. May knew she needed to speed up the pace of her eating, remembering that he said he'd tell her after dinner. May slurped at the ramen like a hungry beast. Everyone at the restaurant stared in awe at this eating champion of a girl. Her first bowl was cleaned in under a minute, and soon after she'd finished her second. Even Ash was amazed at her rate of consumption. He'd expected her to start barfing any minute now, but she kept going. What a soldier, Ash thought, saluting her in his mind. Even I can't eat that fast. Wow. May gasped for air as she finally finished. She'd never eaten so much food so fast before in her entire life. Well, that was a mouthful, May said with a burp. You really haven't changed, May. Ash looked oddly happy as he said that. She hadn't changed, huh? I guess not, she said, smiling back over at him. I don't think I ever will. Ash pushed aside his bowls and stood up, walking over to May. He grabbed her hand gently and helped her up. Come on, said Ash. Let's go look at the stars. I'll tell you everything outside. May blushed and he tugged her forward, leading her out of the restaurant into an open field. She felt like a princess running away from her palace to be with the man she loved. Wow. That's a funny analogy, considering they just got out of a ramen shack and she slurped like a beast. She's a real princess. They settled themselves upon a large rock and stared up into the bright night sky. The stars were shining brighter than usual. It reminded May of spotlights on stage, and her and Ash were the lead roles. The stars sure are beautiful tonight, said May, her eyes twinkling. Not as beautiful as you, said Ash, staring over at her. May turned to look at him. What's up with that lame pickup line? You sound just like Drew. Drew? Ash looked alarmed. Yeah, sighed May. He has been flirting with me a lot. He confessed to me recently And what? Ash looked like he wanted to strangle someone. And he kissed me, but I pushed him away. Ash swallowed hard and took a deep breath. May, do you like Drew? I don't know, she answered honestly. Ash leaped up to his feet, walking over to May and taking hold of her hands. Just as he was about to protest, he said, Well, I love you too, May. I always have. All the other girls I traveled with couldn't even compare to you. May's cheeks turned red hot. Ash was confessing to her? She'd always thought he was far too dense to be able to do something like this. May, do you like me too? Well, May began. Yes and no. I did love you. A whole lot. But then Drew came over and kissed me, and I thought I liked him. But now... May shook her head in confusion. Well, maybe this will help you decide who you like better. He pulled May closer to him, pressing his lips against hers. May's eyes widened in surprise as he kissed her with everything he had. May pushed him away as she had done with Drew. Her head was spinning wildly, and she didn't know what was going on anymore. Ash, I don't know if I... Ash cut her off. You don't have to answer me now. I'm returning to Unova on a ship in 3 days. Meet me at the dock if you truly love me. Ash smiled at her and kissed her softly on the cheek before departing. Goodbye, May. May stood there for a long time, staring after him until he disappeared into the darkness of night. Ash. He likes me. May was trying to process everything that had just happened. It all felt too perfect, but it wasn't perfect. Indeed it wasn't. What about Drew? How did she feel about him after all of this? She knew that one of them was going to be heartbroken in the end, and it would be her fault. Just as May was about to turn and go home, she heard a rustling in the bushes. At first she thought it was a Pokémon, but then she noticed someone's foot sticking out from the bush. Ooh, ending on a cliffhanger. Even though it's pretty obvious who that's gonna end up being, I think. Unless I'm gonna pull some sort of plot twist on myself, since I don't really remember. But on with the reviews for Chapter 8. Poke Girl. It's totally Drew behind the bush. Alright. If it isn't, I'll feel kinda dumb. Ruru Puppy. OMG, the confession scene. And I bet Drew's foot was sticking out. Great chappy, Ichigo. Ultratron. Looks like Drew has been stalking. Yeah, that's definitely the guy you would leave Ash for. Sarcasm. Anyway, great chapter. Red Hood Lover. Dun dun dun. This is getting awesome. Alright, so the predictions are that it'll be Drew. If it's not Drew, then that's actually surprising and that would have been better written. But we'll see. Like and subscribe for more content, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye!